Donato's just didn't add bacon to their pizzas. They added bacon to their bacon. It's Donato's new Bacon Duo pizzas. 2 pizzas, each with 2 kinds of bacon. Try the new Pepperoni Bacon Duo with pepperoni, Canadian bacon, and hardwood smoked bacon. And the Chipotle Bacon Duo with Canadian bacon and Chipotle seasoned bacon. Now get $2 off a large Bacon Duo or any large pizza. Use promo code 2. Donato's. Every piece is important.
Who are you texting?
My therapist.
You text with your therapist?
Text, video chat, call. Yep.
That sounds too easy. How did you find her?
I just went to betterhelp.com/save. She's a licensed therapist and it's all online. I connect when it's convenient for me and don't waste time driving anywhere. Plus, it's affordable.
I wonder if I should try it.
It's great to talk to someone in confidence. She's helped me sort out quite a few things. And right now you save 10% off the first month when you go through betterhelp.com/save.
Betterhelp.com/save. Got it.
Season 1, Episode 16 of the Grave Consequences podcast on the Social Suplex Podcast Network. I am Caleb B, and that's where you can follow me on Twitter. Follow Greg at xmaserati, I believe. I see you're using your Twitter more now. You've been liking my tweets and stuff.
Yeah, I started because Rich has started posting a bunch of his tweets, and he gets in it with people, and it's always funny to me because I like shit stirring.
Yeah,
and he's always arguing with someone, and it's always really good. So I finally signed back into that account. People can follow me, but there's very little activity. I just encourage you, and I'm just a rabble rouser. I encourage Rich, and I encourage you to just stir shit up.
Well, the shit I was stirring was with a good friend of mine, a former Social Suplex contributor even, of a podcast I used to host called the SMC Podcast. Shout out to the days of 2017, 2018. But today we're here to review Season 1, Episode 16 of Lucha Underground. The title was Caged Animals. Oh, by the way, follow our show Twitter at GC_cast. If more people will follow the account, I will start tweeting from it more often. That is a promise I'm willing to make.
Oh, I didn't know we had an official one.
Yeah, we did. We do. I made it the day that we agreed to do the show.
Do you have do you have the logo for the profile pic?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll have to follow it.
Yeah, I'll send you the password and you can tweet from it if you'd like. Even though again, like you said, you're more of just a rabble rouser and etc.
I might be able to find some stuff to do. That's fun.
I'm real bad about self-promoting. I can even struggle to retweet my own podcasts, which is terrible. That is a bad way to get yourself out there.
Well, I think other people in Social Suplex are doing it for us because I've seen them.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, they do a better job than we do.
Exactly. Yeah, the Social Suplex account tweets the link to the episode, and then I'll usually quote tweet it, and then I will say something like, "Hey, please give us a listen," or "Listen or die," or "Feel free to give it a listen."
I'm surprised they haven't kicked us out yet.
I wouldn't blame them, man. We'd be like the, you remember NWO 2002?
I wasn't really a big WCW guy, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Or do you mean the video
games? I was going to say this was in WWF, but Booker T was in the group, and they, it looked really bad because Shawn Michaels is I think to myself, and then he kicks Booker T, and he's like, "You're the problem." And then the NWO, which is an entirely white group at this point in time, just beats the crap out of Booker T. Didn't age well.
Well, remember, I think he said something even worse than that. I think he said one of these things isn't like the others.
He may have said that. I can't remember, but he may have said that very well.
Yeah, WWE doesn't have a great history of their treatment of Booker T and other non-white people.
Race relations in general.
Yeah, and me and you, we're not exactly social justice warriors, but it is what it is. If WWE doesn't really, wasn't it Jim Ross that said to I don't know who he said it to, but he said there would never be a black champion.
Oh my God! Well, that doesn't make sense for Jim Ross to say because Ron Simmons was a black world champion.
I don't think it was Jim. I don't think it was Jim Ross's opinion, but him just saying like, "Hey, because of the people." Vince,
okay.
Yeah, like Vince doesn't want a black champion.
Yeah.
But we're getting off topic. What I was going to say was...
it's no big deal. Dude, we go like 20 minutes a week anyway. It's not a big deal if we go off topic.
Well, I was going to say, it's funny, like when I first joined Social Suplex, like I didn't expect to last very long because usually my jokes bomb usually like 90% of the time. Which to me is hilarious. I like jokes that die.
Those are the best jokes. Yes.
Yeah, they're so funny that no one laughs.
James is not a fan of those. Like I can tell you with years of experience, James Boyd is not a fan of those jokes.
No, but I get him every once in a while with a few of them. But it's crazy that we're still. I mean, I think it's crazy that I'm still here because I was not in it from the beginning. But damn, I forget what our original point was.
Oh, hey, real quick before we start the show.
We didn't start?
No. No, not quite. I mean, we've been recording, and yes, the show has started, and we're talking, and this is all going to be on the air.
Okay,
and
good.
I want people to hear it. I really do. What do you think our next project should be? Should it be NWA Power or WWE CW or Dojo Pro or even Ring Warriors? Like, what are you thinking, man?
What was Ring Warriors?
That was like a weird offshoot of Impact that shot at Sam's Town in Las Vegas. Austin Aries was the promoter, and like I think Jeff Cobb was the first Ring Warriors champion. And it was a really weird hodgepodge of indie talent that had like high level talent like Austin Aries and Jeff Cobb and Killer Cross, and those were like the three big names on the board. But it wasn't good. I'll just put it that way. It was not good, but it certainly existed.
I want that actually sounds interesting. I Dojo Pro would be easy for me because I already own it on Amazon. I kind of wanted something that we can get Muzza on.
Yeah,
he watches.
We need to get Muzza on here, dude.
Yeah, I think we should. I wanted to get a project where we get him on there because he watches so much wrestling. It'll be easy for him. Dojo Pro I thought would be easy, like because it's one season. It's like 14 episodes.
What would be? Yeah, that's fair enough. What would be even easier? Wrestling Society X.
What the hell is that?
That was on MTV. I think it only went like 10 episodes, maybe. But it had like it had like Ricky Banderas or what the Mil Muertes is his gimmick name. Judas Macias, Vampiro, Sean Waltman, Teddy Hart, Human Tornado, Just Incredible, Matt Sydal. This is from like 2006, by the way.
Ooh, what was 2006 Vampiro like?
Who knows, man? Dude, holy crap. Jack Evans, Seth Rollins, Luke Hawx, Colt Cabana, Scorpio Sky.
That's a pretty good roster.
Jimmy Jacobs. Yeah, it's not bad at all. Matt Cross, Eric Cannon, Vic Grimes, B-Boy, Bale, Josh Abercrombie, Sarah Del Rey, apparently TP, Quicksilver, GQ Money. That's pretty much it. But hey, that looks pretty interesting, man.
Dude, I'm a big fan of Sarah Del
Something
Rey.
it's something to consider for sure.
I would be
I'm a fan
interested
of
in
Sarah
seeing that.
El Rey and the El Rey Network.
There you go. You know what we could do? We could do like a side episode where we chronicleize like Vampiro's Steven Seagal kind of like timeline with his body, like when he started, really getting to the, straight to home DVDs, where he's just, because there's probably like, I think you can correlate the two different directories or trajectories.
Yes.
Anyway.
No, man, this has been fun. But yeah, let's get into the show and roll up our sleeves and talk about wrestling. Crack our knuckles into the microphone. I tried that yesterday and they didn't pop either. But anyway, opening us up was Mariachi El Bronx once again. Damn good house band. When Matt Stryker was talking about the assault that Cage did on Prince Puma and Conan, I loved the facials that Vampiro had, because like he didn't give a crap about Conan.
He even said something about Conan. He's like, I think he said, well, who cares about Conan? Like, don't worry about him.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the one feud that he should focus on, but like when Josh was on, the whole Vampiro thing of starting a feud with everybody is dumb.
Yeah. Vampiro, oh my god, like this revisit has not been kind to Vampiro, that's for sure.
No, but he kind of deserves it.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm not saying like this is unjust criticism, but like that's how it is. By the way, we had the first match of the night, another classic, Aerostar versus Drago. One of the things I noticed, this was loaded with like really athletic pinfall reversals. Did those stand out to you?
Quite a few moves. Going back and watching this, Aerostar, he might be my favorite, bro. Shit he does. He jumps over the ropes. He clears the ropes. But then he lands on the middle rope from after jumping over it and springboards into a dive. Like, it looked like he tripped, but I don't even know how you do that. It's like you have momentum and then you go backwards to bounce off the rope. He even did, I think, I'm not sure who did it, but someone got the other person in a lawn dart position where you have them on your shoulder.
Yeah.
But then he flipped it into an X Factor.
Yeah.
Freaking amazing.
By the way, X Factor, best stable of the Attitude Era, for what it's worth. Best theme, too. Oh, man. Like, I know we're talking about Lucha Underground, but like that just cracks me up that Sean Waltman's like, oh, I don't want Red Hot Chili Peppers. I want Uncle Cracker.
That's probably when the drugs really started to hit.
I would imagine.
Because that's crazy.
I think he even said it's like, it's one of those things where like they gave me so much creative control, and I was such a dick that I took advantage of it, even to my own, even against my own best interest. Yeah. By the way, Aerostar hit a springboard dive to get the win and even up the score 1-1 for what it's worth. Sportsmanship at the end once again, with Aerostar helping Drago get up. And then Dario Cueto shows up and has to ruin the party, man. And Dario decides that, you guys, you're really good. You're really even. And, you're one apiece. So we're going to finish out this best of 5. 3 more matches, potentially 3 more matches. Whoever wins 2 more wins the series. And we'll get a unique opportunity. Now, I know what this unique opportunity is. And I will just preface by saying Dario Cueto is a dick.
Were any do you remember any of the unique opportunities being good?
I mean, there's one in I think the season 2 or 3 that involves a particular prop that I guess you could say is good.
You know what? I'm thinking about it. Like they're all kind of good. It's just they have such a risk. They're
Yeah.
very like live or die kind of like
Hmm.
the opportunities have huge rewards, but they usually happen after you're already beat up, and the cost of losing that is usually really bad. So it's very weird, his unique opportunities.
God, yeah. Again, just I love El Jefe, but he is such an ass, dude.
This is the boss you don't want, but respect.
Exactly, exactly. Um, he's the kind of boss that, like, again, you don't like him as a boss, you respect him, and hell, maybe even outside of work, if you didn't work under the guy, you might be friends with him. Maybe, I don't know.
I could be friends with him. Just can't work for him.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. But right after that match and that segment, we had a King Cuerno vignette. Not much to report here. Basically, just to kind of hype us up for the main event tonight, which is King Cuerno and Johnny Mundo, which has a build of a couple of weeks. They've attacked each other, I believe. Cuerno attacked Mundo after or during, technically during a cage match. Brian Cage, that is, not a steel cage. And then I believe a week later, Mundo got the get back on King Cuerno, if I'm not mistaken. But all that being considered, the next match of the night, it was a non-title match. It's Brian Cage against Prince Puma, and if Cage wins, he is the new number one contender, so he would get another title shot. This match was just a lot of Cage dominating. The narrative throughout the match was like, did Prince Puma come back early? And who is Prince Puma without Conan? Because, by the way, Puma came out alone.
Yep, they made it a point to point out that he was a solo.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I did notice that Puma gets a hope spot with a shooting star press to the outside and then a near fall on the inside. Cage literally pushes away a roundhouse kick from Puma. Like he just puts his arms up and pushes his arm outward to push the leg away from him.
And I think it was so much momentum that Puma actually face planted. I thought it was kind of weird, but like they're trying to portray that Cage is, he's not a man, he's a machine.
He's a machine. Yes, yeah.
That shooting star was awesome too because it was a springboard as well. He springboarded to do the shooting star.
Yeah, oh man, why didn't I write down springboard? But anyway, later on, the Prince Puma hits a Rana for 2. Later on, after that, Prince Puma misses a 630, and then Cage just kills Puma with a discus lariat.
It was
like
awesome.
He just murdered him.
It was a great. It looked like the same amount of power as Brody Lee's discus clothesline. Like it took his head off.
Yeah. Yes. Conan shows up when Cage puts Prince Puma in what I called the Brock Lock, because I'm pretty sure that's the same submission.
It is a stretch muffler.
There we go. Stretch muffler. That's the proper name.
Yeah.
Thank you, by the way. That's why you're the color guy. This was followed up by multiple power bombs from Cage and then Weapon X. And while Prince Puma is just down and out, Cage is just hammering him with rights and lefts and elbows and everything he possibly could until Conan grabs a white towel, which I didn't know they had a white towel at ringside. That's awesome, though. And then Conan throws it in, just gives it up. Just he's done. Like, Puma cannot defend himself. This was an emphatic victory for Cage, man.
I love the finish. I'm not sure if I talked on air, but I like the finishes where someone throws in a towel because they don't want it. Either it's a manager or a friend because they don't want them to take any more damage. It adds a little bit. I mean, you can only have so much realism in wrestling, but I like the concept of like I want to live the fight another day instead of getting retired here. So I like that kind of. It's a different kind of finish. It's refreshing. Like you don't want to see it too much, but it's when it's done right. It's really well received for me.
Yes, I would agree. I would agree. One of the only other comparisons I can make as far as like good throw in the towel scenarios was it was Mustache Mountain and Undisputed Era of I think Roddy Strong and Kyle O'Reilly. This was in the summer of 2018, and the Mustache Mountain just had too much honor to like get a DQ loss to retain the belts. So Trent Seven, or no, I think it was Tyler Bate, throws in the towel, and because Trent Seven just wouldn't submit, but like he couldn't get out of the hold. So
Visit Hellsberg.com for safe and easy ways to shop this holiday, like free shipping and returns, virtual shopping appointments, or buy online and pick up in store. And right now, get a free Microsoft Surface Go 2 with the purchase of $1,499 or more. You gift, you get. Limited time offer while supplies last. See online or in store for details.
Two kinds of bacon and all kinds of delicious. Say hello to Donato's new Bacon Duo pizzas. Two pizzas, each with two kinds of bacon. Try the new Pepperoni Bacon Duo with pepperoni, Canadian bacon, and hardwood smoked bacon. And the Chipotle Bacon Duo with Canadian bacon and Chipotle seasoned bacon. Now get $2 off a large Bacon Duo or any large pizza. Use promo code 2. Donato's. Every piece is important.
So, yes, Tyler Bate threw in the towel, and that was another good instance of that, in my opinion. You should check those matches out, by the way, if you haven't before.
That was a very good match. I know exactly the match you're talking about, because he was worried about his partner. Like, because if you're a tag partner, you don't want to, you don't want to lose your partner. You don't want them to break their ACL. I forget what was the submission? Do you remember? I don't. Some kind of leg lock.
It may have been like I think it was like an Indian leg lock or something.
Okay, yeah, because it was, I think Kyle O'Reilly had him in it.
I believe so, yeah.
But yeah, that's a great match. I love that match.
Yeah. And I did like that the next thing we see was a Prince Puma vignette. And Conan's basically saying, he's like, you may not know it now, but I did you a favor. And I love this quote because he said, war is based on deception.
Yep, I think what they're trying to say is that they're trying to get Cage a big head, and then they're going to crush him in the next match.
I was going to say, yeah, like, are they basically trying to rope-a-dope Brian Cage then?
That's what it sounded like, or at least Conan is.
Yeah. Yeah. So, after that vignette, we cut to El Jefe Dario Cueto and Sexy Star in Jefe's office. And Sexy's just like upset with the idea of men interfering. Like she didn't ask for Big Rick's help. And I did like that, because she's got, she's a lady, but she's got cojones, man. Because she, Jefe has his legs on his desk and Sexy pushes him off.
Yeah, I like her. I know we kind of are harsh on her a little bit, but she's very likable early in the season. And I don't know if you're picking this.
She is very likable, yes.
Yeah, in kayfabe. I don't know if you've picked it up on this, but her relationship with Dario, as you're going to find out, he tends to respect her because she doesn't show weakness. If you notice in this vignette, he puts her in a situation where I'll let you tell them, but the situation he puts them in or her in. She's like, sure, okay, let's do it. And if you pay attention to his mannerisms, he likes what he hears.
Okay, so what you're referring to is the fact that Dario Cueto, because again, Sexy wants the crew, and she doesn't want a tag match. She doesn't want to tag with Big Rick. She wants him in the ring. So Dario Cueto makes Big Rick versus Sexy Star, and the winner will get to face the crew. This is a mismatch of epic proportions. Like Big Rick is a mountain of a man, and Sexy Star does not care.
Doesn't.
Like, win or lose, she's coming to the fight. I think I've said it before on air, but she's like Captain America against Thanos. She doesn't care what the odds are. She's going to keep fighting.
She doesn't give a shit. And as you'll see throughout the show, the characters are not two-dimensional. Even Dario. He's going to do some things that you wouldn't expect a heel manager to do.
I would like to note that Dario Cueto did have like an untrustworthy smile, and I think I detected a wink at the end of the promo as well.
I don't remember he's still. This is a situation where he's not necessarily doing a good thing, but I'm just saying that you're gonna see more dynamics like the one he has with Sexy is gonna be different. He's gonna be a dick to her, but there's gonna be moments where he's not, just because he respects her. I'm trying not to spoil too much, but you're gonna see characters that you're gonna see bad guys do good things sometimes. You're gonna see good guys do bad things sometimes.
Yes, you will. Again, shades of gray.
Shades
just
of gray.
like real life.
Yes, and I like that, and it makes it more complex. You can't predict things, so pay attention to their relationship. He's not going to be good yet. He's never going to be good.
No. He could have been good in season 5, but that didn't get to happen. So
no, that's a shame.
Sorry. Yep. Oh, by the way, next up was a Pentagon match. He was facing Vinny Massaro, a wrestler who's so talented that he's more over on Twitter than he is inside a wrestling arena.
I could see that. I don't know anything about him outside of Lucha Underground.
I don't like Vinny Massaro, man, and that may be, I don't know. I may be coming across like a dick right now, but I really don't like Vinny Massaro.
For any particular reason, or?
It's just something about him. I mean, maybe I'm being unfair, but I don't know. Something sticks in my craw about him, you know?
No, I not liking someone just by looking at him is legitimate. Like, we've all met someone where we're like, fuck that guy.
No, it's not because he's Italian. I'm not a xenophobe.
I mean, he's a jobber here, so there's really not much to go on. But
yeah.
I think we all have wrestlers we hate without any. I hate to say good reason, but I think we all have wrestlers we hate just because we do.
No real reason, yeah. But yeah, I mean, again, Pentagon has been on a path of destruction, and he's facing a guy who didn't really get an entrance of any kind. So you can kind of guess what happens here. Pentagon, by the way, dedicates the match to his master. Pentagon very quickly hits a Pentagon driver for the win, pardon me. After that, Pentagon pulls out a table and powerbombs Vinny through it. And I'm like, oh, he's going away from the arm. That sucks. But then, sure enough, I spoke way too soon. He puts him in the arm breaker and breaks Vinny's arm. I was elated.
Yeah, we were waiting for it to happen. Did he tap him first? Oh, no, he beat him with the...
no, he just won him with a pin.
Okay. I didn't take too many notes in that because it was all about rebuilding Pentagon and getting him momentum. It was just, I guess, a squash, technically.
Yeah, that's all that was. That was just a squash, man. Yeah. Like, I haven't seen the match in about a week, but I'm pretty sure it didn't go a minute.
Yeah, I think you're right, because I don't remember any offense from Vinny.
Yeah. After that, we got our main event of the evening, King Cuerno versus Johnny Mundo. This match wasn't too long, but there was a lot of action, and it ended in a double countout. But as they keep fighting, and they brawl just all over the temple. Nothing's off limits whatsoever.
No, this match was pretty damn. I told you, I think, on the last episode, man, Johnny Mundo is fun to watch in Lucha Underground. I think this is where I think this is his best stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I would say like his stuff in Impact as world champion was really good, but yeah, I would agree. This is probably his best work.
And this match, this dynamic with Cuerno is very good. Like this was just an entertaining match. And Johnny Mundo seems like a really good brawler early in the season. Like he's doing some awesome clotheslines. He does a spear. The only thing that kind of sucks is he kind of has weak elbows, forearms. But that's like the only criticism I have. And you have to like you have to be paying attention to like criticize them, I think. Other than that, it's like great. Did you notice the finish too?
What the finish with the brawl?
Well, I forgot it. It didn't.
I know it was a double count out.
He did 3 of those arrows from hell. Cuerno did on Johnny Mundo.
Holy
he hit him once, went to the ring, hit him again, went in the ring, and hit him again. It was like if you were playing a video game with your created character
and you're spamming the shit.
Yeah, it was just really cool because, like, you know what? He's a good hunter. It worked. I'm gonna keep doing it.
Yeah, like, man, King Cuerno he's a boss, bro.
Dude, he's amazing.
Oh man!
And the brawl at the end was great.
Wasn't there a match he had on NXT like a month ago that I was supposed to watch that I still have?
I know everyone was talking about the
It was him and Swerve. Yeah, I still need to watch that match, man.
Yeah, a lot of people like that match. I want to go and watch some of his NXT stuff too. There's a lot of stuff on NXT I've been missing, man, and it kind of sucks, but I just don't have time.
I get you, bro. Like, I can barely watch AEW on Wednesdays, man. And that's not like, oh, it sucks, but like, I just don't have the time.
Dude, trust me. Like, NXT, like, I never started not liking it. I've always loved it. It's just I don't have time, man. And you know, I even have to watch some of the replays on YouTube for Dynamite sometimes.
Yeah. No, I get you. I get you. I did notice, though, and help me out here, someone speared someone through a weird section of fence in the temple.
Yeah, Johnny Mundo, that was the very end, I think you're talking about.
Yes. Yeah, the end of the brawl there.
He speared Cuerno through this chain link fence at the top into a bunch of boxes in the warehouse part. I mean, the whole brawl was cool because it's so dirty. It looks like a warehouse.
And I like that it went upstairs too. That was nice, man.
Oh, they were just beating the shit out of each other wherever they could take each other, and it was great. I mean, the whole place looks dangerous. Like rusty, you're gonna get tetanus if you hit something wrong.
Yeah. That's like, I love the aesthetic of the temple, and I think we've hammered on about that before, but like, it is such a gritty aesthetic, man.
Dude, it's if AEW or even NXT were to get more vignettes like Lucha Underground did, they would I think they would be 10 times better. And they're already great shows. I'm just saying that I think wrestling, especially without live crowds where you can't play off the crowd as much, I think, you know, why not do a filmed vignette? You know,
I agree. But by the way, that brawl wasn't the end of our show, because the next thing we see a car driving down the streets of Boyle Heights, and it's like, well, who the hell's in this car? What's going on? All of a sudden, the car stops. The car pulls over. El Dragon Azteca gets out of the car, opens the hood, has Black Lotus in there, and then he says, like he said in the very first clip of the first episode, do you know how to fight? Or what do you know about Lucha Libre? And then pulls out his hand and says, come with me.
So it's business is picking up. So he's the one that knocked her out. And I think there was even a part where they showed an X-ray vision of her in the trunk while it was driving away. That might have been a fever dream, but I'm pretty sure that's a shot that they did. They're still setting story stuff up, but and I'm going to say this, man, this episode was a lot of story being formalized and being created and moving along. But I got to say, this episode was way better than the last episode.
I would agree. And speaking of, I mean, you know, we usually do a grade, a 1 to 10. So how would you rate this episode, Greg?
I want to go higher than an 8, but I'm going to go with an 8.
I think I'm going to go 7.5, man. I mean, it was really good. There's until next week or 2 weeks from now, whenever the next Drago and Aerostar match is, as good as that match was, there wasn't really any reason for it to be happening at the time that it was happening, you know?
Well, I'm excited for that one because they're going to have a best of 5 match, and and like I said, I really like. I don't care much for Drago.
Well, it's a best of 5, but it may as well be a best. It's a best of 5, but it may as well be a best of 3 because they're already tied 1-1.
That's true. I'm just a big fan of Aerostar, so
yeah,
I like I like it.
Aerostar, I love watching him wrestle, but like, you don't really have a lot to sink your teeth into character-wise is the problem.
No, and the funny thing is he has like one of the most craziest. Because I mean, should I spoil what Drago is? I mean, it's not really a spoiler, but Drago is a dragon.
Drago is a dragon. Yeah.
He's from like, and I think even Melissa. What's Melissa Santos's last? It's Melissa Santos. I think she even says it in her introductions for him from like the fire realm.
From El Inframundo, which means from inside the fire, I believe.
Yeah, she means that literally. He comes from fire. Well, Aerostar is from space, and he's a Time Lord.
Yeah. Which we will explore that later on in the series. I will put it that way, and I am excited.
Yeah, he's someone that's super interesting that they don't do enough with. But time travel's weird, and how would you do that in wrestling? So I don't, Everyone
they
that
figure out a way. They may or may not throw some Hail Marys towards the end.
Yeah, it's but anytime you do time travel, most people end up breaking their own rules. But actually, I think Lucha Underground, a wrestling show, is probably the only place that didn't break their own rules. But that's like season 3. I don't remember.
Yeah. But I mean, dude, this was great. I'm so ready to do it again. But we are going to get out of here, folks. As always, despite all threats made against me in group chats, despite all of that.
Well, actually, you know what? We got to go after 8-Bit now.
Oh, we do?
Because now TNA has all that buzz for Kenny going over there. So now you can't.
Well, I don't know what thing though. Like, Sandy's a shooter, so I don't want to I don't want to fuck with Sandy, dude.
Oh, okay. I don't even know what. Okay, yeah, we could just do the normal thing then.
I mean, heel Josh number 2, like he's still a dick for what it's worth. It's okay, he doesn't listen to this.
I think he's our one of our most loyal listeners.
No, that's heel Josh number 1, by the way.
Ah, okay.
That'd be great if we got both the Joshes to listen and we buried both of their podcasts.
No, we should get them both on the show at the same time.
Yes, and then bury them. Oh, folks, as always, despite all threats of violence made against me in group chats, that we are and always will be the true ace of podcasts. Folks, we are not alone here on the Social Suplex Podcast Network. There are plenty of other great shows on here. None as great as ours, of course. But we have on this lineup a bevy of great shows, including 8-Bit Suplex, hosted by Sandy Gaviria and Josh McLaughlin, even though he hates me for some reason. We also have All Things Elite, hosted by Austin S. and my boy, my fellow Okie, Floyd Johnson Jr. Again, that's All Things Elite. That covers AEW, and it does it in a damn good way. We got Get in the Ring, DJ Cooks, great host. Also, he hosts a show called The Great Match Generator, and I believe once or twice you've been on that show, if I'm not mistaken, right, Greg?
I was on the first one.
We've also got Grown Men Watch This Shit. Again, that's James Vanderbeek and Chris Bryan. 2 great guys, in my opinion. Another show, New Japan Centric, Keeping It Strong Style, hosted by Jeremy Donovan and the young boy Josh Smith. A couple of great guys, in my opinion. Loads of great people on this network, if you notice the theme. Also, of course, we got the OGs of Social Suplex. We got One Nation Radio, hosted by Rich Latta and James Boyd, every Sunday on the network. We've also got the Ricky and Clive Wrestling Show. Last but not least, I love those guys. They're my homies from Scotland. Ricky, you are one handsome devil, and you guys put on a great podcast. And always remember to listen to the Grave Consequences podcast, or there will be grave consequences.